Call this meeting of the Pittsboro Board of Commissioners to order, and we'll start with a moment of silence. Thank you. Commissioner Farrell, will you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Certainly. Let everyone rise for the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you. Have the agenda before us. Is there any changes to the regular agenda or the consent agenda?
Make a motion to approve the agenda as set.
Thank you, Commissioner Farrell.
Second.
Second. Mayor Pro Tem Baldwin. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right. We are down to the information items. Is there any questions on the information items? Girls Club report, ABC financials, and the town financials. Thank you. We are on to our ceremonial items. We have 4 resolutions this evening, and we will start with the PBO 101 Citizens Academy graduation. So we'll do that up here. All right. I have a resolution to read, and then we will call everyone up and give their certificates out. Whereas the PBO 101 Citizens Academy is a unique civic engagement program established by the town of Pittsboro, offering residents the opportunity to gain a comprehensive understanding of the functioning of their local government across numerous departments, including administration and finance, police, planning and downtown, parks and recreation, engineering, utilities, public works, emergency management and preparedness, public information, and the governing board. And whereas the participants of the PBO 101 Citizens Academy have committed more than 21 hours over 7 weeks, attending over 85% of classes to deepen their knowledge and skills in civic matters, demonstrating their commitment to enhancing their community. And whereas their active involvement in this intensive program is a testament to their determination to understand the intricate workings of their town, their desire to contribute meaningfully to our town's governance, and their dedication to fostering a vibrant, engaged community. And whereas the graduates of PBO 101 Citizens Academy have shown a commendable level of civic participation, demonstrating a deep commitment to their community and the democratic process. And whereas the success of the PBO 101 Citizens Academy was enabled by the tireless efforts and dedication of town staff who generously gave their evenings to teach sections of this program, the staff of Chatham County Emergency Management who gave us use of their facility, and staff for a class session. Now, therefore, be it resolved, the board hereby recognizes and commends the PBO 101 Citizens Academy graduates for their dedication and commitment to civic engagement. Their dedication serves as a model for all citizens, and their efforts contribute significantly to the vitality and health of our democracy. The board acknowledges the substantial time, effort, and diligence the participants have committed to the PBO 101 Citizens Academy, applauding their dedication, hard work in completing their program. The board expresses its deepest gratitude to the town staff and to the membership of the Joe Wagner Post 7313 of the Veterans of Foreign Wars for their invaluable contribution to the success of PBO 101 Citizens Academy. The board hereby lists and honors the names of the individuals who have completed the PBO 101 Citizens Academy. As I read your name, if you want to come up, do that. Chris Latimer. Edward Wilson II. Jesse Bradley. Kathy Zomziel. Lyle Steele.
Nice school again.
Never again.
Nice.
Nicole Cisco. Nicholas Shramek. Randolph Voller. And Zachary Thomas. All right. This resolution shall be in full force and effect from and after its adoption, adopted this 13th day of May, 2024. Take a motion to approve.
Move to approve.
Second. And Commissioner Farrell with the second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, next is a resolution recognizing National Police Week. Whereas National Police Week is observed from May 12th to May 18, 2024, and Peace Officers Memorial Day on May 15th. And whereas the Pittsboro Police Department plays a vital role in maintaining public safety and contributing to the welfare of our community through proactive community service and engagement. And whereas the town of Pittsboro encourages all community members and organizations to recognize National Police Week and Police Officers Memorial Day, we honor both current officers and remember those who have fallen or been injured in the line of duty. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Commissioners of the town of Pittsboro hereby recognizes May 12 to May 18, 2024 as National Police Week in the town of Pittsboro, and calls upon all to recognize the hard work and positive contributions of our law enforcement officers. Further, be it resolved that Peace Officers Memorial Day on May 15, 2024 be a special day of remembrance in the town of Pittsboro. Adopted this 13th day of May, 2024. I'll take a motion to approve.
So moved.
Mayor Pro Tem Baldwin. Second, Commissioner Farrell. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Up next is a resolution recognizing Memorial Day. Whereas Memorial Day is a day of profound remembrance for the brave men and women who have laid down their lives in service to the United States of America, ensuring the liberties we enjoy today. And whereas, while we honor these fallen heroes, it is also a day to cherish and enjoy the freedoms that their sacrifices have preserved, spending time with family and community in peaceful reflection and gratitude. And whereas the town of Pittsboro, along with Veterans of Foreign Wars Post 7313 and American Legion Post 283, will conduct a joint ceremony at the VFW Post at 11:45 a.m. on May 27, 2024, including a traditional flag raising at noon as a symbol of our enduring respect and remembrance. And whereas this flag raising ceremony serves not only as a tribute to those who have given their lives, but also as a reminder of the enduring principles for which they fought. And whereas the town of Pittsboro encourages all community members, schools, businesses, and government offices to participate in or hold their own observances that both honor our fallen and celebrate the freedoms we continue to enjoy. Now, therefore, that that the Board of Commissioners of the Town of Pittsboro hereby recognizes May 27, 2024 as Memorial Day in the Town of Pittsboro and calls upon all to observe this day with appropriate ceremonies and activities in honor of those who have lost their lives in military service to our nation, and also to enjoy and appreciate the freedoms that their sacrifices have secured. Adopted this 13th day of May, 2024. Take a motion to approve.
So moved. Second.
Commissioner Vose and second Commissioner Bonitz. Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. And last but not least, a resolution recognizing Race Amity Day. Whereas Race Amity Day is observed annually on the second Sunday in June to recognize the inherent worth and dignity of every person. And whereas the Town of Pittsboro holds dear the motto of the United States of America, E pluribus unum, or out of many, one. And whereas Race Amity Day encourages communities to celebrate diversity and build bridges across racial, ethnic, and cultural divides. And whereas on June 9, 2024, there will be a mass choir performance in the pop-up park downtown, symbolizing the unity and shared spirit of our community. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Commissioners of the Town of Pittsboro hereby recognizes June 9, 2024 as Race Amity Day in the Town of Pittsboro and asks the citizens to join in the celebration at the pop-up park downtown. Adopted this 13th day of May, 2024. Take a motion to approve.
So moved.
Mayor Pro Tem Baldwin,
Second.
second Commissioner Vose. Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Next is Citizen Matters, and we will start with the manager's update.
Thank you, Mayor. New playgrounds are installed and open at Rock Ridge Park and the downtown pop-up parks. We encourage everyone to go check those out. New courts at McClenahan are installed and open. We're waiting for some soccer goals for the street soccer court that was installed, but should have those soon. Work on widening Thompson Street should start on June 3rd, and the notices to the affected property owners will go out next week. We're also planning to resurface Thompson Street in the next fiscal year. So more improvements there to come. Our 4 police cadets, they take their state test Friday. They're all doing very well, and we're looking forward to having them coming on board. Park and study for downtown is moving along. More information to come later with that. And in regards to the skate park, we did receive the updated contract with Artisan Pools today. Obviously, we did not have enough time to review that and do something with it. So we will have that agreement with the Town of Pittsboro and the nonprofit and get that project moving forward. And with no questions, I'll turn it over to Daniel Snipes, Public Works Department update.
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Daniel Snipes. I'm the Public Works Director here for the Town of Pittsboro.
Daniel, sorry, can you swing that back around? I set you up for failure there.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, hear me good. So good evening. My name is Daniel Snipes. I'm the Public Works Director here in the Town of Pittsboro. I want to thank you for this time to share some of the upcoming projects and what has been completed over the last couple months in the Public Works Department and around town. Get to the next slide. So on this first slide, you will see a couple of pictures where we've made some improvements and updates to pedestrian safety, as well as traffic guidance or pavement markings, or even some say calming. But in this left picture there, you can see where we painted a lot of stop bars or refreshing a lot of stop bars around town, including areas in Potterstone, Chatham Forest, around downtown. And then also one of the newer things that we've done in the last couple months is install the rapid rectangular flashing beacons. One that's pictured here is on Vine Parkway in Chatham Park, but we most recently just installed a secondary one here in town on Hillsborough Street near Alanis. Some of those reasons for those particular areas is just because of the high volume of traffic and pedestrian crossing that goes along with those particular crossings, but we are looking at others in the future. So another service that Public Works provides is street maintenance. As the manager alluded to, we are working on a Thompson Street widening project. Should be starting in beginning of June. And right now, we are working with a contractor to do mill and patch potholes all around various parts of town, including around manholes and bad areas. And the reason why we do that is try to extend the life of the streets in those areas before we could get to them to make what we call major or resurfacing repairs. One of the services, another service that we just started recently earlier this year was picking up white goods. We've always provided services to the residents for bulky items, but along with the service of white goods, we would like to, you can see these are some examples along Small Street and other areas downtown. You can find a complete list of the items that we pick up, whether it be bulk, white goods or bulky items. And if you would call Town Hall, make a request for Public Works staff to come by and pick up, and probably give us to 3 to 5 business days, depending on our workload. But we should try to get those resolved. Here in Public Works, we're responsible for the brush collection. That also entails any right-of-way maintenance, tree trimming, or even if we have bad weather, storms. Kobe and I talk, and along with the police chief, we talk about when we have adverse weather come in, if we need to do any pre-staging of any barricades or cones, get our equipment ready to handle any type of adverse weather that comes through. You can also see on our website that you see the small picture there. It kind of shows you, gives you an example of what type of brush we pick up, and we have a size of diameter requirements. You know, we don't pick up a lot of large 2-foot diameter trees and things. We want to keep it very yard friendly, household friendly brush collection. Also, you see that we do have a little notation here of the red X over some of the bags. Currently, the Chatham County landfill does not accept any of the brown disposable or any type of bags at this time, or they haven't in the past. And we are looking for ways to effectively pick up brush without having to use bags, which then need to be dumped by our staff prior to hauling the debris to the landfill. So as many of you know, we continue to work on the water and sewer distribution systems as we get closer to working with the merger agreement and working towards the merger. Public Works staff is working very closely with Tri-River now, and on a weekly, sometime daily basis, providing updates and data along with engineering department on ways to to help them adverse this transition, to make it as seamless as possible for our residents. So whether that's, like I said, whether that is giving data information or going field verifying meter locations, finding trouble spot areas that we're working on. You can see yep, go ahead. You can see right here on this slide, GFL handles all our solid waste collection and recycling, transport, the disposal area. But a lot of areas that we do here in town is we provide the trash cans and the recycling carts as part of our due diligence. You see the 96-gallon black is your trash can, and then your 65 gallon lime green, your 65-gallon lime green recycling cart there. So now the one, Public Works facility, some of the improvements that we're doing down to get ready for some additional staff and improvements. You'll see here, if you haven't been to 145, to our location, I encourage you to come by and see some of the efforts that not only our staff, but the administration has allowed us to improve upon in that area. You can see the two pictures here shown as a equipment storage shed that we're looking to have construction started. Last update I got was the end of June. So that will allow a lot of our equipment and a lot of our backhoes equipment and even our pickup trucks to be kind of out of the weather, 24/7 to conserve the useful life of those trucks and equipment. The bottom picture here shows you a photo of one of our Public Works trucks. We have recently, in the last couple of months, transitioned all of our trucks and town vehicles with a kind of a bigger, hopefully more visible logo, as well as a asset ID number, which will allow us to do better with, or not do better, but help us track fleet repairs and fleet replacements in a more effective and easier way. And these are a couple pictures here that shows the current facility at 145 Diane Street. This facility right here comprises of a small restroom, small break room, and an office area with a couple garage door spaces for us right now. And what we are planning to renovate and make updates to this area in the future to help accommodate with the growth and also allow additional areas for use, such as additional office space for meetings or break room, a larger break room for our staff to use to get out of the weather and to take breaks and lunch.
Thank you, Daniel. I think that last slide was a budget pitch.
Thank you.
Needed. I was out there today and I was really impressed with how much better the yard looked.
I agree.
Really nice.
It's amazing how what we thought we were running out of space, and now we have plenty of space for growth.
Absolutely.
What, behind the building, behind the structure? Is that what we're talking about?
The whole yard is completely
Upgraded.
fenced in now and
Take a ride down there.
I will, yeah.
Mr. Snipes, I just wanted to take the opportunity to thank you and thank your team. Since you've come on, it's just been a very noticeable difference. I really appreciate your efforts, those of all your team members, because I know that it's not a one-person job. Your responsiveness, your team's responsiveness, timely repairs, immediate attention to items as they're brought to my attention, I pass them along. And very often things are addressed before they're even brought to my attention. So I'm just very, very grateful. Thank you.
Thank you. And like you said, just lastly, if it wasn't for our Public Works staff and the support of our administration here, we're not able to support the town residents. So I want to thank, it's not just me, but it is the whole staff.
Thank you.
Thanks, Daniel.
Yep. Good job.
Thank you.
That's all we have.
Next is mayor and commissioner reports. So I will start with that. We had 2 ribbon cuttings in this last month. First Health up at Northwood, doctor's office up there, and some other clinics and things. And then Jaybird Home Crafts is right behind the fire station, a new furniture store and reuse store there. I was able to present at Rotary and Kiwanis this month and just about what's going on in the town, some updates there. I think My son's forever favorite will be the New Hope Valley Railway had an anniversary, so we got to go out there and take a ride on the train for that event, and was also able to present at the United Way Regional Awards, which were held here for a 8-county area, and some good recognition of Chatham County in that, and then also volunteer service awards for the North Carolina Center for Nonprofits, which was in Raleigh. And a couple, this is the first time the Chatham County has been included in that group, and some recognition as well. So that was good. April 23 to 26, I was able to attend City Vision with Commissioner Foley was there, and some of our staff as well. So that's a good municipal conference that moves around the state each time. And then just recently, Smart Cities Connect conference was in Raleigh, and that actually moves around the world, but happened to be in Raleigh right now. May 4th, I went to defend my second place title at the chicken picking contest in Siler City. So they didn't announce all the way down the line, but again, someone from out of town did not win that competition. So that's okay. And next week, I will be going to DC for the EPA small communities subcommittee that I'm on, and we're having an in-person meeting in DC. That should be interesting. Central Pines meets again. I forgot to put the regional planning organization. I forgot to put the date down. And our next EDC meeting is Wednesday of this week. So I'll attend that. That's all I have. Mayor Pro Tem Baldwin.
Thank you very much. Actually, I do not have anything to report other than the Central Pines Regional Council meeting was held on May 1st, 2024. It was supposed to be a discussion of the budget. However, my internet was down. The whole town was down, as well as my server. So I could not get on that. However, there will be a second discussion with the entire board on May 22nd, 2024, entire region for the Central Pines Regional Council. So that's all I have. Thank you.
Commissioner Bonitz.
I have no report.
Commissioner Farrell.
Nothing at this time.
Okay. Commissioner Foley.
Thank you, Mayor Shipp. Like you said, I also attended the City Vision, which is a conglomeration of city and town officials, networking, exchanging ideas. It was very productive. Salem. A couple of notes on affordable housing and housing in general in Chatham County. The National Association of Realtors puts out the housing numbers, and I'll just share those with you if I can get them on my screen. Okay, in Chatham County, listings for the county are down 14%. That is, the total number of homes for sale is down 14% year over year. The sales in Chatham County were 101, and that is also down 11%. The median sales price, that is the price right smack dab in the middle, lower prices versus higher prices. The median sales price in Chatham County is $680,000. The state's average is $362,000. That year over year change is 15%. And the inventory in Chatham County is 7.4 months. That's the average number of months it takes for a home to sell after it's listed. And that is down 4.5%. So with the inventory dropping and the year over the inventory dropping, that's why you see a drop in the year over year change. On a more specific note, I'd like to talk a little bit about cicadas for a minute. My gosh, they were everywhere. There was one right at the door as a welcome tonight. And it's just such a unique, pleasant sound. I've heard somebody, I read about somebody on Nextdoor that said, "What is that noise?" It's mechanical almost. In Powell Place, the cicadas are in specific areas, but when the dirt flips over, you hear no cicadas. And it's a 13, 14, 17-year cycle, depending on the species. It's just like a reminder of what we have in Chatham County when it comes to land. We have a special place here. And on behalf of the cicadas in the county, I'd like to talk about, as a board, going to the county and saying, how about a bond referendum to purchase land and hold it? Sanford's done it. Lee County has done it. Wake Forest has done it. And I think it's time that we as a group push the county into a bond referendum to purchase land. And I'll come up with some details so we can talk about that in the next meeting. And I'll circulate what I would like a proposal to be, that we could go to the county and say, Pittsboro recommends that we do a bond recommended. We can help you walk through it if you'd like. But I think it's time. I think this town has got growth pressures, and we need definitely to understand what the growth pressures are and how we can mitigate those pressures. So this time next month, I'll come up with, I'll circulate a request. And that's it for now.
Can you repeat those numbers on the home prices again?
Sure.
The average in North Carolina versus Chatham County?
For medium sales price?
Yeah.
Medium sales price in Chatham County, according to the National Association of Realtors, $680,000. And the state price is $362,000.
Thank you. Commissioner Vose?
Just a few things. Waylon and I helped out on Saturday, Sunday, April 14th at the Clyde Fest. We had a lot of fun doing it, and it was well attended. I think the head count was around 2,500 people. I attended the economic development briefing put on by the Chatham Chamber of Commerce on the 25th. And also on the 25th, met with the ABC board. I'm happy to report that for the last quarter, our Pittsboro ABC store generated over $17,000 for the town of Pittsboro, and it continues to outperform expectations. Scott and the entire staff are doing a great job and deserve to hear that from us.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you. Up next is public comment. When you come up for public comment, please state your name and address at the start of your comments. There's a time limit of 3 minutes, which will be displayed on the screen. In the interest of time and fairness, it is the board's policy not to respond directly to comments during this period. Staff will follow up as appropriate. So for public comment, we have 4 people signed up, starting with Tony Sava, and Bill Alston is up next.
Well, I just wanted to give an update on the Pittsboro Skate Park. I was asked.
Just start with your name and address.
Oh, yeah. Tony Saba, 134 Dovetail Lane, Bear Creek.
Thank you.
I wanted to give an update on the Pittsboro Skate Park. I was in front of you back in March. And as Jonathan alluded, I did sign a contract today with Artisan Skate Park. So the contract's between Pittsboro Skate Park, a 501c3, and Artisan Skate Park. And Artisan met Jonathan and the mayor back in March just to verify the site and make sure that the design was going to work. So it's going to be 35 feet long by 125 feet, 35 feet wide by 125 feet long. And Artisan was really good talking with the city and how it's going to work and the dig out and all that. And, so it'll fit in the space. That's the great news. Okay. Just to recap, so we can see where we're at. The cost to do that skate park is $295,000. Pittsboro Skate Park, when we came in front of you back in March, we had $200,000 on hand. Since then, we have received another $16,000 in donations. We received an additional $3,500 in a GoFundMe page that Julie Cummings started. So of the $295,000, Pittsboro Skate Parks bring in $219,500 to the table. That's basically 75%. The town has contributed $45,000 that you guys contributed at the last meeting, which leaves us with a delta right now of $30,500. So what we've also done is I've reached out to Chandler Concrete or restarted that, and they've agreed to give us 20 yards of concrete, which is about $3,000 at an average of $150 a yard, and they're going to sell us the rest of the concrete at a discount. And we did apply for the FY25 Chatham grant, which can be up to $20,300. Now we'll know this week because that was just application deadline was Friday. So they said this week we'll know if we make it to the presentation round, and then they awarded in July for 2025, which is great because the park's going to start in November sometime and it's going to take 6 to 8 weeks basically. So, you know, if we do get awarded some of that money, it'll be in time, just in time. So with all that being said, if we don't get anything from the FY25 grant, that leaves us with $30,500 to hit that number of 295. I know you guys talked about giving another amount of money in I guess it's July 1 is when the next fiscal budget comes open. So anyways, that's where we're at. If you did do that, that would put you at $75,500, which is basically 26% of the skate park. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Up next is Bill Alston, followed by Connie McAdams.
Good evening. My name is Bill Alston, 1776 Bauer Store Road, and well, the address is Siler City, but I don't live there in Siler City. But Mayor Shipp and the Board of Commissioners, I am the pickleball commissioner for Chatham, Pittsboro, and Siler City. And what I'm here to do is just thank you for your investment in the renovation of the McClanahan Street Park, which was tennis and pickleball combination. And it was reopened this past Friday, and it has been in use every day since then and all. So it is, as you know, pickleball is a big sport and it is a growing sport. And we met with Katie Keller on several occasions with documentations prior to the renovation with attendees numbers, pictures, and just reports to her as a motivation as to what we wanted and would like to have. And what we would want to request is that if we can continue to have Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday mornings dedicated for pickleball as open play. And the open play would consist of anyone that has a desire to play or learn pickleball. And we carry extra equipment for those that want to learn. And currently we have 118 members within our group. We're not organized, we're just a kind of a loose operating group that just meets every 3 days a week just to play pickleball. So again, thank you for your investment.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Up next is Connie McAdams, followed by Amy Bubek.
Hi, I'm Connie McAdams. I live at 597 Austin Chapel Road in the ETJ. From a letter and a meeting, I learned that Pulte wants to build 190 homes on 63 acres that is now zoned RA. My land is separated from the corner of that property by the road, but they are connected by Roberson Creek, which forms the boundaries for both. Because those 63 acres of woods are largely surrounded by more than a half-mile horseshoe-shaped curve of the creek, I'll refer to it as Horseshoe Forest. The 2023 land use plan update shows this property as a natural resources conservation target area. It is part of Roberson Creek Headwaters area, which includes forested areas with high biodiversity and wildlife habitat value. Some say I live in a wildlife refuge. I've seen all kinds of wildlife, from tiny cricket frogs to butterflies, beavers and bobcats, and our famous Chatham rabbits. I've watched baby birds fledge, and I've seen majestic bald eagles soar in the sunlight over my property and over the woods at Horseshoe Forest. I've heard that there's an eagle's nest in those woods. All of these creatures share the same habitat established around the wetlands and woodlands of Roberson Creek. Old maps show most of this property has been covered in woods since at least 1938. This project is not yet on your agenda, but eventually you will have to make a decision. You'll get a lot of input from Pulte. Before you vote, I hope you will learn as much as possible about the property. I'd like to help you. I've walked around and through those woods, and I know that no maps or pictures or words can adequately express the unique qualities of Horseshoe Forest. I contacted Pulte's attorney to ask permission to take you for a walk in the woods. Without that permission, I'd like to still invite you to Austin Chapel Road, to walk with you along the half-mile road frontage and let the beauty and serenity of Horseshoe Forest soak in. As you leave here, look out across the pasture that is the future home of Reeves Farm Development. Just beyond the tree line at the back of the pasture is the Horseshoe Bend of Roberson Creek, and on the other side of that is the 63-acre Horseshoe Forest. As you consider Pulte's request, I hope you will be guided by your UDO intentions to preserve and protect significant natural resource areas and to protect the integrity of watersheds and preserve the health and quality of water resources. These are a few reasons to oppose Pulte's request to rezone Horseshoe Forest. Over the coming weeks, I hope you will give equal time to the neighbors and community members as we express our visions and concerns. I have a lot more to say, but my time is up. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Amy Ubik?
Bubeck.
Sorry.
I'm Amy Bubeck. I live at 530 Alston Chapel Road. And like Connie, I'm here to discuss something you guys might not even know too much about, and that is the development on Alston Chapel. And I just wanted you guys to think about all the other developments that are being proposed around town and the ETJ area, because I moved here from an area that started like this and is now apex, and is every time I go back, it's just devastating to see all the developments, and they just approve them one after another without seeing how one sort of shakes down and how the next in a gradual sort of fashion, and they were approved in succession, and now it's a hot mess. The roads are crowded, the schools are crowded, they're throwing down bonds to build new schools every 5 minutes. It's a mess, and I just don't want that to happen to our town. With the Reeves thing happening, we went to the meeting about that with their attorneys and the developer, and there's a whole room full of people that didn't want that one. We went to the meeting for the Alston Chapel one. You were there, like 60, 70 people in the room, all mad, didn't want that one to happen, don't want this one to happen either. And it's a shame, because if you have a zoning request to change everything, it's a shame for the people that have moved near there thinking, oh, this is gonna be agricultural, or this is gonna be whatever, I'll put my house here, or I'll move to this place. And if people can just change zoning, how does that affect everyone else around? It's like rules don't matter. It's like, oh, you wanted this, well, we'll just change it for you, that's fine. I'll just turn my house into a 7-Eleven, that's fine. I think if you have a zoning situation, you should keep it, especially when you consider Chatham Park, all the development that's happening there. I've recently heard of something on Hanks Chapel and Business 64. That's 120 some odd acres, I think. So if that goes through, that's happening there. I think the impact on our town is going to be greater than you think. And if these continue to be approved one right after the other without a break, to see how that affects the traffic, the schools, the medical, whatever, I think that's a mistake. And I think that you really need to take a beat after you approve something, take a beat, see how it goes, see how the development goes, how many people it brings in, how much traffic it brings in, before you just keep on approving. Also, Mr. Daniel, the school's water tower has been leaking for like 6 months, driving me crazy. It's flooded the whole thing, and I keep thinking it's gonna fall over on the school. Whole separate thing, but it's driving me nuts. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Up next is miscellaneous, and we have an update from Chatham Park.
Thank you, Mayor, board members. I am just here to introduce a video giving you an update on what's been happening in Chatham Park over the last few months. Some of you may be aware of what's been going on, but others may not. So we just wanted to bring this information to you. And we've offered to do this periodically just to keep you informed, because I know you can't get out to everything that's going on. So enjoy, and I'm available for any questions that you may have afterwards. There is sound associated with it.
This is your latest update for the Chatham Park project in Pittsboro, North Carolina. No matter where you look in Chatham Park, great things are happening now. This is your latest update for the Chatham Park project in Pittsboro. This is your... No matter where you look in Chatham Park, great things are happening now. This is your latest update for the Chatham Park project in Pittsboro. This is your... No matter where you look in Chatham Park, great things are happening now.
Mr. Sawyer, would you like to borrow Commissioner Farrell's mic?
I may have to. It's playing sound without the video. So give me just a moment.
This is your latest update for the Chatham Park project in Pittsboro, North Carolina. No matter where you look in Chatham Park, great things are happening now.
Is it on?
This is your latest update for the Chatham Park project in Pittsboro, North Carolina. No matter where you look in Chatham Park, great things are happening now.
Is it on?
Might be that mic. Joy, that mic didn't sound like this. Just go to the shop. Where did you?
Hopefully that mic works.
I can't turn this on. Sabotage it. I've got it. Test one, test two tonight.
This is your latest update for the Chatham Park project in Pittsboro, North Carolina. No matter where you look in Chatham Park, great things are happening now. We begin our video update in Mosaic, where new businesses have opened this year, including Hops and Berry in the Tessera at Mosaic Building and People's Coffee next to the Chatham Park Information Center. The Hampton Inn and Suites is in the home stretch and is accepting reservations for rooms beginning September 2nd. Triangle Family Dentistry and Carolina Orthodontics and Children's Dentistry is also planning a 2024 opening. The Guild Urban Apartments are 75% leased as of April 2024. Mosaic really lights up at night, and beginning May 10th, Liquid Pleasure will kick off the summer concert series. Be sure to check out the Mosaic website for more event times and details. In Northwood Landing, Lowe's Foods, Great Clips, and Haw River Animal Hospital are joined by new tenants Zaxby's, Hubie's Car Wash, a new nail salon, and First Health, who had their ribbon cutting on April 10th. Duncan's grand opening is on May 20th. The Medley Apartments at Northwood Landing are 1, 2, and 3 bedroom garden-style apartments. Their first residents moved in April. More tenants are in the pipeline for Northwood Landing, so stay tuned to northwoodlanding.com for more details as they are announced. Work continues on the corner of 15501 and Northwood High School Road, where all the overhead power lines will be taken down and new stop arms installed to give the intersection a much cleaner look. And the new Northwood High School sign is on full display. Electrical installation was done by DC Electric with a crew of Northwood High alumni. The Vineyards is in the final stages of development. Home sales have been steady, and this section will be complete soon. As of the end of April, 529 of the available 593 homes have been sold, and 425 have completed construction and are closed. Between Paddles, Daly's Academy, and the Night Farm Community Park, residents have amenities and services that are easily walkable on the sidewalks and are 10-foot wide multimodal greenways that connect to pocket parks and are part of the extensive greenway system that will grow as Chatham Park grows. Nestled in the heart of the Vineyards, Amazing Explorers Academy is a STEM-based preschool and is now open, providing additional childcare options for the Pittsboro area. Our myriad of builders are filling up the Vineyards with award-winning and energy-efficient homes built to the standards set up in our Chatham Park Eco Select Plus program that helps save homeowners real money on energy costs. As Chatham Park grows, we will continue to offer residences from local and national builders. Soon to start construction at the intersection of Chatham Parkway and East Street are 338 apartments that will include all levels of affordable and workforce housing as outlined in the Chatham Park Affordable Housing Elements, along with some complementary commercial spaces. Encore by David Weekley Homes is a 55-plus active adult community. Home sales started last fall, and this section will also offer a 5,000 square foot clubhouse, a meditation garden, a putting green, and cornhole, tennis, and pickleball courts. Over near the award-winning Water Recovery Center is the Commerce Center off Eubanks Road. Phase 1, a 60,000 square foot light industrial flex space, is complete with negotiations ongoing with future tenants. The Innovation District encompasses the existing stretch of Chatham Parkway between Business 64 and the Highway 64 bypass. This area will be home to future medical and corporate campuses and technology-based businesses. UNC Health recently acquired 43 acres across the street from the east entrance to the Vineyards. As the first to purchase land in the Innovation District, UNC will be building a medical campus to add to their presence in Chatham Park. Getting around Chatham Park and Pittsboro keeps improving with the construction of new sections of Chatham Parkway. When complete, Chatham Parkway will connect to 15501 both north and south of town and will improve rush hour and big truck traffic through downtown Pittsboro, while making it easier for Pittsboro residents to access all that Chatham Park has to offer. The NCDOT anticipates completing construction of Chatham Parkway sometime in 2027. In January of this year, the Chatham County School Board approved plans to add an elementary school to the North Village. As we work on getting infrastructure in place for new homes and commercial spaces, we are also consulting with the North Carolina Football Club and the town of Pittsboro on a 4-field soccer complex right next to the Chatham Park YMCA. This state-of-the-art Y will be a fantastic amenity not only to Chatham Park residents, but to Chatham County and the town of Pittsboro as well, and will feature all of the other great amenities you expect from a family YMCA. In other big news, Last fall, there was an announcement of a big brand bringing their professional storytelling and artistic skills to Chatham Park to shape the development of approximately 4,000 residences. Combining imagination and engineering and working with DMB Development, we are excited to have them and look forward to them releasing more information soon. In the calendar year of 2023, Chatham Park property taxes generated over $1.2 million in revenue, with almost 20% of that revenue going to the town of Pittsboro. Stay in the know with what is happening in and around Chatham Park by listening to the Chatham Park podcast archives and by visiting our website at chathampark.com. Chatham Park is a Preston Development Company community. This is your latest update for the Chatham Park project.
Sure. Any questions? Next, we have three public hearings. Up first is the manager's recommended budget for fiscal year 24-25. We'll ask for a motion to go into public hearing.
So moved.
Mayor Pro Tem Baldwin, second. Commissioner Vose, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Hi.
And I'll just note, we have no public signed up for that hearing.
Pleased to present the FY 24-25 budget. The proposed budget is balanced and prepared in accordance with the Local Government Budget and Fiscal Control Act. Budget reflects the town board and staff's commitment to providing high-quality, low-cost services that provide safe and secure neighborhoods that are fundamental to the quality of life and economic vitality that we seek. The proposed fiscal year budget for 24-25 is just over 11 million. That is at a 44 cent per 100 assessed value tax rate, the same that it was last year. 1 cent equates to 119,000. In this budget, there is a proposed municipal vehicle tax that is $30 per vehicle per year. Will bring in about $150,000 of revenue to be street-related maintenance. Solid waste budget for the proposed year is $584,000. Solid waste rates are going to change in this proposed budget to go up 94 cents per month, $11.28 annually. Part of that is due to 5.3% index increase that's built into the contract. The other part is a little bit of an increase to go from the 65-gallon recycling cans to the 95-gallon recycling cans. Pickup is still the same, once per week for trash, and then twice per month for recycling. And we're currently negotiating a new contract with GFL, and we will put a ceiling on the index increase per year at 5%. And so that'll help keep costs down just a little bit. The town will no longer be handling commercial trash services. That will go directly through GFL or any other third-party contractor that local businesses want to use. We think that's better, takes us out and being the middleman and puts it back into to the private sector and let them find their own provider. As far as personnel, this has a 5.3% COLA increase effective July 1st, also a 2% merit bonus for employees based on their evaluation and job performance. The town retaining its current insurance coverage, that did increase by 5.8%, got down from initial of, I believe, 11.2%. Dental increased 4%, vision stayed flat. Proposed budget contains additional community police officer. With the increased number of events, I want to make sure that these different social and business groups have police presence available when necessary. So we'd like to have that put in so we can do that every day of the week. The proposed budget also includes the expansion of the current part-time police administrative assistant to a full-time administrative assistant and evidence technician. Also has a facilities maintenance technician in Parks and Rec to handle the facilities maintenance and cleaning of park bathrooms and other public spaces. And in this budget is $40,000 to implement a in-house pay study that we did with the police department and HR. Effective July 1st, water and sewer services will be going to Tri-River Water, and that'll be an ongoing discussion through FY25. Some of the services that we're currently doing will be contracted through us, engineering, bill pay, and some others. So Heather can hit on that a little bit more. General fund balance ending FY23 was almost 7 million. And we think the end fund balance for 23-24, the current year that we're in, will also go up. Capital outlay, you've got $364,000 for 4 hybrid SUVs for the police department, $92,000 for a skid steer, $230,000 for a grapple truck. That'll help some of the stuff that Daniel mentioned earlier, and then $30,000 for an electric vehicle. The updated CIP is now up to $67.5 million over the next 9 years, likely to go up when you stretch that out to a 10-year. We will start having workshops in the next couple of months to kind of drill down into that CIP and then give you all some input on projects and their priorities, and then how we move forward with funding all that stuff. In summary, the budget was prepared with a focus on the town's long-term financial stability while allowing us to provide the highest quality service at the lowest possible cost. Town is continuing to invest in its people and is dedicated to being the preferred employer in Chatham County. I mean, public and private, as well as high-quality service provider. It is with great admiration and appreciation for those that involved in the development of this document, including you all, staff. And I submit this annual budget for 24-25 to the Board of Commissioners for your consideration and adoption at the next meeting. And I'll let Heather answer the hard questions.
Thank you, Jonathan.
So I have a short presentation just to go over some of the things that Jonathan talked about, but then go into a little bit more detail on some of the other things, and to talk about what changed from the budget document that we had at the retreat to the one that is here, and then to let you know that there are a few changes that we already know about between this document and the one that will be coming at the June meeting for adoption. So just to highlight, this is a similar assumptions, just our collection rate for our ad valorem tax. This is what we use to calculate how much I'm actually budgeting for the revenue. Actually showing that we are billing out to everybody. And then the 1 penny, which we're showing that 1 penny equals $119,020. Just also as a something to know is that in this document, we don't put anything in there that is budgeted in the current fiscal year that we know is going to carry over. We do that as a budget amendment in July or soon after, maybe August, depending on how the invoices come in, and seeing how the projects are not finished. And then we'll do a budget amendment to carry those over to the next fiscal year. Costs, again, continue to keep increasing. Our sales tax revenue continues to go up, not just due to obviously increased population, but also due to just we get changes, increase more people buying online, all the, that sales tax revenue comes back to us. It is getting more expensive to recruit and retain staff members. And so those costs are things that you'll see in the budget that have gone up. Retirement expense is something that is steadily increasing every year. This is a mandate by the state that we have to increase it to these percentages, and that's on the town to allocate those to retirement. Jonathan hit on most of these. Again, this is the same as it was in the budget that was presented at the retreat. The fire department budget is 14.25 of our pennies, plus 51,000 for the ladder truck payment. And so that's a total of approximately 1.7 million. So the general fund budget as of right now is just over 11 million. That will probably change slightly between this budget and the version that it will be in June, because we're going to have some changes to some of the revenues that we have in the budget. The proposed municipal vehicle tax, this will be an ordinance that will be in the agenda for the June meeting. And that is a $30 tax per vehicle that within the town limits. And that can be broken up by $5 going towards, can go towards sort of general fund items. So anything, there's not a restriction on it. And then the 25, the remainder of it has to go towards streets. So then that's restricted. the additional positions that Jonathan talked about, and 40,000 to implement an internal pay study recommendations that we have. And so that's also one of the changes from the budget at the budget retreat to this budget, is that we needed to have some additional funds in there to increase salaries for certain positions. So Jonathan talked about the capital outlay. We are working on an interlocal agreement that we will with City of Sanford to provide services after the merger. That includes utility inspection services. We will be, at least for the first 3 to 6 months, processing utility payments on behalf of Tri-River. And then we are also in talks to manage some of the capital projects that are ongoing on the utility side. And this is our historic property tax rates. And this was in the information at the budget retreat. And then the next slide is our historic value per 1 penny. So for the upcoming, the changes between this budget and the one that we presented at the budget retreat, we added an electric vehicle to the capital lease purchases that we have in there. We added revenue that we will receive from City of Sanford for some of those services that I just talked about. This number will change between this version and the one in June, because we are talking about additional services that we're going to provide to them. We added the police position and the additional funding for the adjustments. The health insurance in the original version at the retreat, I had budgeted 8% increase for insurance, and that is down to 5.8%. And then we had a slight increase in the a $10,000 increase in the funds that I have budgeted for our lease, office lease space. And then the only stuff that is probably going to change between this version and the next version is maybe a few fee things in the fee schedule. And then the money that we are getting from City of Sanford, because again, we're in negotiations for that. So does anybody have any questions?
One quick question.
Yes.
Yes, tell me about the electric vehicle that you.
We don't have an idea yet for what type of vehicle it will be, but we have wanted to purchase an electric vehicle. And I think so we wanted to make sure that we budgeted that. And we will be using a lease, or we'll be doing an installment loan to get those vehicles and the other capital items, the police vehicles and the grapple truck. And I think that we are still trying to figure out where that will best be suited, which department.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
So in prior years, we have had 2 sessions of public hearing on the budget. Is that something that we can implement this year by perhaps continuing this hearing at the next meeting and then closing it for our decision?
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay. The reason I ask that is I think that gives the public a little bit more opportunity to speak to the board, address their concerns.
Any other questions or comments?
I'll just make a comment. Heather, on our fee schedule, are we in line with other local municipalities with our fees?
Do you have particular fees?
All fees.
All of them?
Yeah, I mean, I've been through quite a few of them, and I'll just say just zoning applications. We'll just go through those quickly, but are we in line with those fees? I know we went up a couple of years ago on our fees, but things, just like Commissioner Foley said, the prices of housing have gone up. Should our fee structure go up?
These fees have gone up.
Okay.
But Randy and Kent, they went through these fees and they have increased them.
Okay.
So we are, I believe, and they used data.
Yeah, we didn't do a exhaustive or comprehensive review, but we did sample some municipalities that in Wade County primarily. So that is reflected in those increases.
Okay. Just one other comment, regarding the pay study. I think every year that I've been on the board, that's been put in a pay study for us to do. I'm not so sure that we got a lot of good information on it, but I'd like, before we do this pay study, I'd like it to be brought to the board for discussion.
So it's not actually funds to do a pay study, it's funds to implement.
Okay.
To actually give the raises to people based on information that we have gathered.
Yeah,
Which is, I think, also the first time that it's happened.
yeah, we did that internally.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, so, I mean.
But the police chief did his, or his staff helped do theirs, looking at departments that we're competing with, Wake County, Sanford, others. And then the HR director, she did the same type of practice with some public works and some Parks and Rec positions. So those were the positions where we were worried that we weren't paying a livable wage. So we checked on those. Some of those are short and some of those need to come up. And police, we're several $1,000s behind our competitors. So we went the most efficient route to get that information. And I think we've got a pretty good process to move forward.
And that's implemented in July, or we?
Shortly after, yes.
Okay.
Because we want to sit down and just double check the numbers and make sure we're good. But yeah, July 1st, we can put those in probably a couple weeks after. But no, the study's already done. We've been doing that the last 4 or 5 months. Yep.
Okay.
Ready to pull the trigger if you deem it necessary.
Glad to hear it worked out for a time.
Yeah.
Change.
Thank you for asking and bringing it to attention.
Thanks.
Yes, sir.
That's all I have right now.
Okay. Anything else? All right. I'll take a motion to continue this public hearing to the June 10th meeting.
So moved.
Commissioner Bonitz, seconded. Commissioner Vose, all those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Up next is a public hearing for an annexation of AF Bynum LLC. It is 2491 and annexation 2024-01. Mr. Coon-Dingle.
Good evening. This particular annexation should probably be a little bit more familiar to you all as the Turkey Creek conditional rezoning that was a couple of months ago. And so they've broken the particular item into 2 or more phases. And this particular first phase is the part that's closest to Potterstone. It's 74.41 acres, almost 42. And obviously it's currently undeveloped, but we are about to come back with a preliminary plat.
Stop you for my mistake. I'll take a motion to open the public hearing.
So moved.
Commissioner Bonitz.
Second.
Commissioner Foley, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, to recap where I was just a minute ago, and I do appreciate it. Basically, you all are familiar with this property. It is over on Moncure, Pittsboro Road, and it is the first of 3 phases of Turkey Creek. So the name AF Bynum LLC is the name of the LLC, but this is the first, about 75 acres, and a subdivision preliminary plat is going in front of the planning board in a little over a month. So this particular piece is just one of the conditions that was in the conditional rezoning. That's all staff has, other than a request to approve.
All right. There's no public signed up to speak at this. Is there any questions or comments? All right. I'll take a motion to approve the ordinance to extend the corporate limits by annexation request of AF Bynum LLC for voluntary contiguous annexation petition A 2024-01 PB 2491.
You want to go out?
Close the hearing.
Yeah.
My first.
Details.
Take a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
Mayor Pro Tem Baldwin, second by Commissioner Bonitz. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 And I'll take a motion to approve the previously read motion.
So moved.
Commissioner Bonitz,
Touche.
Second,
Efficiency.
second Commissioner Vose. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Third public hearing. It is PB 24-118, M2 to RA for Roberson. I'll take a motion to go into public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Farrell, second Commissioner Foley. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you.
All right, this is somewhat equally familiar, perhaps not. There's I think, an amazing report. But in this particular case, we have a petitioner over here to my left who lives on Kelly's Haven Way, and he has petitioned for a map amendment. We have a split zoning currently on some of the property. There we go. All right. It's a little odd situation. The parcel in front of you, the 7455, 7454, and a portion of 74,500 are currently zoned for industrial, M2, heaviest industrial. And then there's a sliver of that, which is still there. And then the rest of 74,500 is actually RA. So this is a request to rezone these uniformly as RA so that the petitioner's family may enjoy the agricultural use of the property permanently. And staff is obviously recommending this rezoning.
There's no public sign up to speak for this. Is there any board comments or questions? Take a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Farrell, second Commissioner Baldwin. All those in favor? Say
Aye.
Aye.
Hopefully get it approved.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion.
All those in favor, say aye.
Oh, aye.
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 Mr. Mayor, at this time, can I make a motion to approve the zoning map by classifying 74,500, 74,54, and 74 from the current heavy industrial to classify rural agricultural?
So moved. Second. Second, Commissioner Vose. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much.
All right. Up next on action items, we have the NCDOT truck route signage project.
Good evening, Mayor, and members of the board. To start out with some highly technical terminology, I've been somewhat straddled the fence about this particular item. As you recall, in 2022, the board citing this as a priority for safety in downtown, as well as additional support of economic development in downtown, adopted a resolution asking NCDOT to reassign the truck route along Highway 87 and eventually on to 64 bypass and return back to 15501 north of Powell Place. With that, NCDOT in the ensuing months and year have pursued the necessary approvals with the Federal Highway Administration. They received that approval in the fall of 2023. In early 2024, they notified us of that approval and also notified us of the signage required to make that change and the time associated with fabricating and receiving that signage. At that point in time, DOT continued on in pursuit of that signage project. And in about 3 weeks ago, NCDOT notified us that, number one, there's about a 1-year back order or delay in receiving the signage. And two, they advised us of the cost of the signage estimated at $250,000. We no doubt were taken back a couple of steps by that cost estimate, but we were further surprised to learn that there was a requirement for 50% of that cost to be borne by the town of Pittsboro. So we we have taken that information from NCDOT and continued some conversation and email communication with them as we had been preparing this agenda item for your consideration. Early last week, I think it was on Wednesday last week, we learned that in addition to the 1 year estimated time to complete the signage, NCDOT also intends to later move the truck route to Chatham Parkway once that is complete from Sanford Road south of town to Russell Chapel Road north of town. As you heard in the Chatham Park update and confirmed by DOT, the schedule anticipated for that is late 2027. So you put all those numbers together, we are considering or asking you to consider a truck route designation with a $125,000 price tag that would be complete about 1 year from now in mid 2025, and then a subsequent change in about 2.5 years later. So because of that, we thought it bared a discussion this evening. I've shared with you the information that we have received from NCDOT. Certainly, I would like to answer any questions you might have or continue any discussion that you might have about the item. When I prepared the item, I had written this in a way to potentially authorize an agreement with NCDOT. And then last week, we received the additional information that it caused us to have to reconsider. As you know, there are a lot of projects that come before the board, that come to town administration, that for $125,000 we could complete. So with that, I'm happy to answer any questions, make any clarifications that the board wishes.
I do have a question, please. You indicated about Chatham Parkway. Tell me, you said to connect to Russell's Chapel Church Road. If you could clarify that and repeat that, that would be good.
Yes, so there are 3 or 4, I think there are 3 projects for Chatham Parkway. When all 3 of those projects are complete and constructed, the extent of Chatham Parkway in Pittsboro will run from Sanford Road south of town in the vicinity of Log Barn Road, not exactly there, but in the vicinity of Log Barn Road, continuing north and east of Hillsborough Street. And then it will reconnect to US 15 across from Russell Chapel Road on the north.
Across from Russell's Chapel Road or on Russell's Chapel Road?
Across from.
Across.
Yes.
From Chapel Road.
So Russell Chapel Church Road will not become part of Chatham Parkway, but it will be directly across US 15 from Chatham Parkway.
Okay. So it's more so 15501.
Yes, that's where it will end.
That will end. Okay. Have to visualize that a little. Thank you.
So the main question at hand is, do we want to spend $125,000 to have signage relocated for 2 to 3 years for it then to be moved again?
So
that's really the ultimate question.
Potentially 30 months.
Yeah. And the other question, and I asked this of DOT last week, haven't gotten a response yet, is why Chatham Park? Why would Chatham Parkway be designated that? And I'd like to hear the answer to that question first. And then we can provide you all more information at a later date. But I think tabling the item for a month would give us some more time to kind of explore this a little bit more. Because Wednesday, kind of the news there shocked us a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
We did not expect Chatham Parkway to be finished that quickly and for the signage project to take that long. So,
yeah, I think overall the DOT timelines are very fluid historically, and it's taken us a long time to accomplish this, a lot longer than we ever thought it would to get to this stage. And, a year to put signs out is surprising as well. So I guess that's why it costs $250,000, because it takes a year.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, Kent said, sit down, I gotta tell you something.
And
The other,
OTs 1 year could be 2 years.
Yeah.
maybe,
We could be in having a truck plan for 1 year that costs us $125,000. I'll just say what's on my mind. I'm not in favor of spending it for 2 years, so.
I'm not either.
That's,
We go strapped for cash.
4,000 a month.
But I thank you for that clarification.
Sure.
But that was what I was interested in also, but no, I'm not in favor of that. I'll just say it now.
What are the benefits of doing it now?
getting large truck traffic out of downtown and off of Hillsborough Street. That's,
The signage is necessary for enforcement. Is that right?
And navigation, yeah.
I think another large question is, which road would you want to be designated as your truck route? 87 or Chatham Parkway?
Yeah, it's already quite a bit of traffic on that 87 from Town Lake Park to the corner.
Mhm.
Yeah, just ponder all that and we'll, if y'all won't, we'll bring it back up next month.
all right. We didn't know, motion.
Just motion to table the item.
Okay, take, motion to table NC truck route signage project and the associated budget amendment until the June 10th meeting.
So moved.
Commissioner Vose,
Second.
Mayor Pro Tem Baldwin, all those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Up next, returning from last meeting is the PB 23-527 M1 or M1CZ conditional rezoning.
So since last meeting, we went in and redid the, going to read you off, if you didn't mind, the changes that were made in accordance with what happened in your last meeting. Under item number 2, land uses, the clarification states now that there are 40 parking spaces. Not up to, not no more than or less than, it's just 40. Site lighting, having never decided on a pole height, we just decided the fixtures should be wall mounted, placed below the structure's roof line and comply with the UDO. Then there's a section about the dark skies. Petitioner shall comply with any or all dark skies protection ordinance provisions added to the UDO and shall not request permit choice for items that have been amended in a 90-day period of application for construction and site plan approval. Hours of operation were corrected to reflect what was stated at meeting. The landscape buffers were clarified on number 12. And then over on number 16, building parameters, built entirely outside of the natural resources conservation target area shown in the future land use map as relates to this property is A. And then dropping down to E, the rooftop solar panels installed on the building subject to accessory permitting in addition to the zoning approval for the site construction wattage must be disclosed at the time of construction drawing, regardless of the amount of wattage, and all NCDOT as well as North Carolina utility regulations applicable to electricity generation on site shall apply to roof mounted apparatus beyond what is of course used for the business. Yeah, y'all do know that's different, right? But anyway, so that's what we have. So we're looking for either further amendment or approval.
Okay, any questions or comments from the board?
Don't we need to go out of the hearing before we talk about?
We closed the public hearing.
We did,
Oh, sorry.
Last meeting, we closed the public hearing.
Okay. And I'd like to make a motion to amend Commissioner Bonitz's previous motion for conditional approval with the following changes. Operating hours from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. I'd like to allow a 40-foot buffer, big fence as also permitted by the UDO, and to allow virtual accompaniment for after-hour access.
I'm sorry, so, excuse me, so number 10, instead of saying site operator, would you virtual?
Yeah.
Just to clarify too, I don't think there wasn't a previous motion for approval. You made a motion to continue.
That's right.
For-
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry then.
Good point.
But so you're suggesting the conditions that are in the packet now and those changes? Yes. Okay.
Operating hours 7 AM to 7 PM. 50-foot buffer with an opaque fence. Is that all the way around, or is that just where they're an 80-foot buffer?
That's everything but the front. The
Front is
changing up
60 in the UDO.
Okay.
So the other one is,
to allow virtual accompaniment after hours.
I mean, the other buffer is the width,
40 foot.
40.
Sorry.
Got it.
40
Got
foot
it.
around with opaque,
With
60 in
opaque.
the front.
With opaque.
Yep. Which is to be 6 feet tall.
Virtual.
Accompaniment for after hours access.
So basically someone that can virtually let someone in the gate if they need to come in after hours.
And I believe monitor them.
The cameras.
Cameras.
That would be for item.
Up that way.
You got that?
Yeah, oh yeah, I wrote it all down. Yes.
I'll second that. And thank Mr. Cahoon Tingle for sharing this. Recognize these conditional rezonings are already a handful and an extra effort. And even more so when they're changed like this. So I appreciate that. Appreciate Mr. Shramek's interest in addressing concerns of the community. And I'll call the question.
Is it a
Discussion?
discussion?
I don't have any discussion. I just like to thank the petitioner for the additional on the conditional rezoning request and the changes and all. And I like everything that's been shown here again, but I'm just not sure that it's the right location for this storage facility. And that's the only issue I have with it is the location.
Any additional discussion?
I don't have any additional discussion other than I do not like the location at all. But I do appreciate the flexibility the petition has done. And both, I appreciate your recommendations as well.
Thank you.
All those in favor, say aye.
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 All those opposed, say nay.
Nay.
Aye. Motion passes 3-2. I'll also accept a motion to instruct planning staff to amend the land use plan for the area rather than just parcels involved.
Okay.
So moved. Commissioner Vose.
Second.
Commissioner Bonitz, second. Any discussion on that? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Nay.
So much.
We do not have any closed sessions this evening, so I'll take a motion to.
So moved.
So moved.
Commissioner Vose, second.
Second, I'll second.
Mayor Pro Tem, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay.